Hey, yo, land battles. Again. Lynx is losing his sludge. Well, kind of. No, not really. Siege battles, well, we've been doing a lot on the live stream, so, you know, some land battles are always fun, especially when Bobi sends them over. Good guy. He seems to enjoy playing on large unit size, not ultra, which is interesting. So yeah, we have Nabatea versus Sparta. Bobi's Nabatea, and he told me this was an interesting match. And it's something that you guys can learn from. So Sparta over here decided to bring a crap ton of Spartan hoplites, Spartan pikemen, Spartan hoplites, Cretan archers. Here's a Sparta. You know, whatever you would expect from someone who's gonna noob box, to be honest. Especially with the Greek Scorpion. I'm not sure why you would bring Greek Scorpion to this battle. Oh, camel archers hiding there in the bush. Naughty, naughty, naughty. So, what is the army that Nabatea brought over here? Front line of desert hoplites, which is okay. It's quite useful to have desert hoplites, not armored desert hoplites, when you're playing on land battles. It helps a lot. Some slingers in the front. He does have a flank of Nabatean swordsmen. Again, decent unit, not the best, not the greatest, but decent unit for slightly overpriced. But Nabatean ex-warriors in the center, they do really well. In general, against most units, they do have 10 armor piercing, because that's going to be really good against the Spartans over there. And then the heavy lancers and Nabatean noble cavalry, which are a mixture of melee and heavy shock cavalry. And he has also the chariots, which he's keeping away for now. Missiles are coming in, so he's bringing his cavalry out and he's preparing to charge in. The new box is forming. As you can see, the wings of Sparta are forming up, and this is something that I would highly recommend to use, this formation, against AI, but not against the player, because you will end up finding gaps in your micro when you play like this. And in this scenario, the gaps are going to be relatively evident when you start fighting at all sides and you're surrounded, and a really competent player would be able to deal with you quite easily. The Greek Scorpion getting quite a few kills. The Cretan archers, the Rhodean slingers in the front there, fighting against the simple unit of slingers, which is not really doing that well. Desert hoplites charging into the center. Now when you look at the stats of desert hoplites and Spartan hoplites, they're quite different. Now, first mistake, in Rome you never leave gaps like that. It's a bad idea. Those gaps can be exploited by someone with a higher skill level than you. Those gaps can be exploited by column formation. Even if the column formation just gets to the flank, your unit's attack really gets reduced instantly, so falling back. Also, your archers are firing at wasted a lot of ammo against those slingers, whereas they could have been really thinning down the next warriors, which are needed. He's also not putting his units on guard mode, so these slingers are in melee. Over here, the Nabatean swords moving in and charging into this flank. And again, the noose is tightening. The troops are fighting much closer. The Rhodean slingers going in full melee mode, barely using any of their ammo. It was such a pity. Over here, he's blocking off those small holes by putting in it at the back, which could work, except in this scenario, this Spartan hoplite is going to get flagged. Pikemen's going into formation, and this unit is charging into the flank or over there. Cavalry charging into the flanks of those noble Spartan hoplites, and the chariots make it in. Some of the chariots manage to make it in, and the chariots are going to have a really fun time there. Once you get chariots into the center of a formation, that is pretty much the end. Noob box will not survive chariots. Not very many units can actually withhold chariots themselves. Seated chariots are ridiculously strong, and there's nothing that can really deal with them. You've automatically lost 600 gold, 500 gold over there, and I think it's around 800, 900 gold for the Scorpion. So you lost a lot of gold over there, and the chariot themselves are already paying themselves off, charging into the rear of those Spartan pikemen, not doing that much damage, because again, these Spartans are really high health, but they will eventually start dropping like flies. Chariots over there just forming up. The pikemen coming in, weakening this position. Jesus, this cavalry took a beating and a half charging over on this side. Probably hit the pikes at an angle. Chariots, 400 kills. They can retreat for now, and they are doing just that. Over here, these chariots are coming in to the side. This one was stuck, it seems, and it's going to do a lot of damage as it just runs over a lot of pikemen, getting a decent amount of kills. General out of position, and that is a massive mistake. Most of those men might get back up, but the amount of... Did they get... Yeah, they are getting back up. They're here with Sparta after all. They do not really die, but that chariot, it did the distraction it needed. The last unit of X-Warriors over there charging in, and the camel archers coming in forward. Now, you're telling me, but Linksy, his formation is holding. His formation is holding, but only to a certain extent. Like, his front line is thinning out. There are lots of units that are dying. This chariot... Oh boy. That chariot is actually going to do quite a bit of damage against that pike unit. Ended up dying, but it broke the formation slightly over there, forcing that unit to fall back. More cavalry coming in, and this entire flank is being abandoned as it stands. If there was a cav unit over here, oh, the camel archers will be able to shoot into the rear of that. So the Rhogian slingers over there, 22 kills. That's just a painful experience. Same with the Greek Scorpion, so few kills. It's not usually that much advice to bring missile units on land battles, especially when it's Messina, which is an extremely flat map. If it is a map which has lots of hills and you can lay ambushes, then yes, archers are a good idea, but not in this case. The chariots are coming back in for another round. There is yet another gap in the formation, and they're charging in into the rear of everything. The general is preparing to charge them, but yeah, oof. Even if the chariot dies at this point, it's done the damage. It's really done the damage. It's now killing super high valuable target units, and it's breaking those pikes down quite significantly. 500, because keep in mind this is on large unit size, so on ultra it would have probably been even more. 515 kills, more units charging in into the rear of this. Once that breaks, this entire flank is going to be open to more charges. The cavalry itself is readying itself for charge. As you can see, the cavalry itself is prepared for any eventuality. These chariots are being pulled back, and that's a good idea as well from Bobi, pulling them back, letting them rest a little bit and get their morale back, allowing them to get another charge. Interesting fact about Rome is when you have a unit that is about to break, just charge it. Charge it into whatever it is. Even if it is fighting like this, just charge it into the unit in front of it. It will give it like 5 to 10 morale for a few seconds, which might be more important than you would think. That little extra morale will keep the unit from breaking for a few additional seconds. And in the case of chariots, it means it will do a lot of damage, extra damage. Now over here, as we said, the side collapsed. The archers are having a good time. They're actually getting a few decent kills. The slingers coming back, Nabatean swordsmen doing their thing, and another hoplite is going to be pancaked over there. Right, see, its morale came back even ever so slightly. This unit should not be able to make it out of here. It might because there's very little holding it from this. Oh god, it's making it out. It's made it out. How many kills did it get? Got 50 kills from that. But as you can see, another one of it died. What's shooting? Oh, these slingers finally realizing they have ammunition, and they broke the chariot. But 564 kills. That's what I would call a beautiful, beautiful situation. Now the hoplites and the pikemen over there, all this army is really heavily depleted. Is the general still? Where's the general? General is very much still alive. Pike stacking over there, but the front line over there is collapsing. There's a massive hole which is going to be exploited by these heavy lancers, and if these heavy lancers just charge in there, and exactly what they're going to do. This massive hole just being taken out. Now there's a gap on this side, which will be abused as well. Not that many kills, 8 kills, but still a significant amount. These pikemen are moving into formation. That unit broke, and slowly but surely it's becoming a fight for every single last man on their own. Spartan pikemen getting shot in the rear as they're trying to reform the formation. It's trying to get back into position, but the more it gets into position, the worse it is. Oh boy, what do we have here? We have chariots coming in very hot. We have 500. Oh god. Those chariots really made this game work. really doing a good job over there. These units are... Oh, I feel so bad for the Spartans. But as you can see, the noose has been tightened over and over again. Now, the lack of infantry is not necessarily a bad thing, although these guys are still quite a decent number of them. But mistakes are being made, these units are being left out, and more gaps are still forming, even though it's such a small formation. No, oh, those archers, yeah. No, I was saying, Chariots could potentially make it through this hole. Yeah, this is a really good opportunity to charge in, because these units are trying to form up in hoplite formation against that. A big charge could be coming. Yep, the cavalry is moving in for position. The noose is tightening once again, and once the pikeman breaks, it's pretty much GG. I mean, that's the pike unit over there. Oh, he moved it last second. That was a good move by the Spartan there, managing to block the charge, even though at the cost of that Spartan hoplite unit. Charge over here, coming into the general from the rear, and now the routing is about to start. The cycle charging coming in from every angle. You block one side, the other side gets charged, and that's GG. There's no way they could be returned back from this. These units will be breaking. One unit broke, general died, army losses is hit, and is complete collapse. That was absolutely brilliant. And replay. Yep. I mean, he did lose most of his infantry, yes, but damn, it's hard to break such a wall of pikes and spears. Really well played by Bobi. Aphratus did well, okay, considering everything. He could have used his missiles much better, and if he maybe had some Pila units, they would have stopped the chariots and the horses much easier rather than just outright spears. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot, even leaving a like or a comment, or just, you know, how do you do. We do multiplayer battles almost every day or every other day. And we also play a number of other games. We have Minecraft server, and we play pretty much everything that you would be interested in if you're watching these videos, and if these videos are suggested to you. Yeah, hope you have a lovely day, guys, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.